Good morning, everyone. Here we are in Portsmouth, a rainy day downtown. And of course, we're still working. We're essential services. However, today we're doing something a little bit different inside. I'm going to be interviewing Marie Caswell, one of my favorite extended team members. Marie is from Marie Caswell Designs. Good morning, Marie. How are you?
Hi, I'm great, thank you.
Welcome. I'm so happy we're together this morning. How are you doing in this crazy time?
It has challenges for sure, but it's just a time that, I'm grateful that we're here, we're healthy, we're safe, and we're trying to find new, inventive ways to service all our clients.
So true, absolutely so true. So tell us a little bit about your business. I think you have a fascinating edge to the way you approach staging and transitioning. So let's talk about that for a minute, because you do have a different way of approaching things.
Yes, I do. So I have been working in interior design for over 20 years, and it's a true passion of mine. I love it. And it's changed over the years for sure. And as the times change, as client base changes, as locations change, I am able to be flexible and mold with whatever the trend brings, whatever people need. So I have a vast variety of great services that I provide for clients, depending on whatever their needs are.
Right, and one of the things I remember that stuck out for me when I first met you was, we do hire professionals to help us with the staging of what we're selling, but what I loved about you was your approach to being double-ended and helping those same people prepare to get to the other end of the house, which obviously it impacts what they're packing and sorting and taking and not taking. So I like that you were approaching it from both ends.
Yes, so I believe that without a doubt, the first impressions are formed the minute you drive up to a house. So you drive up and you take a look and judgment starts.
So true.
The color of the door, the landscaping, the way the house is situated on the property. There are just a number of ways. So I always guide my clients, people who are thinking of listing their homes in the near future, with position yourself outside first and foremost. So you're outside, you're taking a look. How do you feel about your property? Is there any confusion as to which way you enter? Is there anything blocking a path that people are going to need to get through? Because it's really about flow, it's about aesthetics, and you want to please a potential buyer the minute they pull up.
So true, Marie. Curb appeal and location are really everything we want to focus on when we first get that buyer to the house.
Exactly.
And I remember you told me something simple, like, can you give me a simple tip of how you've helped somebody sort of reframe, should I go this way or that way? Because it wasn't, I don't even recall it being an expensive tip.
Brenda, most times it's not. It's a simple positioning, repositioning. So for one example there was a client of mine in Durham, New Hampshire. They had a beautiful farmhouse. They were looking to sell, retire, move on. And I first pulled up, and there was a massive, either 2 or 3 car garage, and then there was a tarred pavement that went, path that went on either side of the garage. Couldn't see the house because the house is on the other side. I thought, I don't know which way to go in. So I was a really good example of that, exactly. So I was able to bring them outside, show them what my first thought was. And I said to them, what is the best way to enter your home? How do you want people to enter your home?
So true.
Because I don't know.
Right.
And so they said, oh, well, this way. So to them it was a natural, but to me I was very confused.
That's a great example.
So all we did to the cure was simple. I purchased about 4 potted topiaries and real live green topiaries and placed them in front of the path to the right, which served no purpose to them. The path was just there. They never used it. And it looked lovely, and without a doubt, you pull in, you know you have to go to the other path.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's simple.
Now, what about inside? What happens when you go inside?
So when you go inside a house, the first thing I look for is the entry. So I'm a believer that the entry should be open, free of clutter, free of anything that's going to hinder me walking through or any client walking through. And a lot of times people don't realize it. They get so accustomed to being in their own space, knowing it so well.
So true.
That they don't think anything of it. So the first thing I do is with pen and paper is I walk through and talk with them as I'm doing it, talk with the client, talk with the potential seller, and really look at ways that we can declutter, rearrange, spatially make rooms inviting.
Excellent.
So when you are in anybody's home for any purpose whatsoever, it's important that, whether you're even a guest, it's important that it brings you joy in every room. So paint color is important. There are so many, Brenda, you and I have talked a lot over the past year.
We have a passion for paint.
about paint color, and my job is to be on top of all the latest trends, and I am. And so, you know, it's important to bring a paint color in a room up to today's top favorites. And that in and of itself is warming and delightful, and that's the type of energy you want to bring into each room, each house. And people love that because A, it's affordable, B, they can do it themselves if they choose to. And it just makes a huge difference.
So I just love that we both have that paint color in common as one of our passions, and I just really think, and I know you're the same kind of person, you have such a passion for your business. I love to be giving back in these challenging times, anything I can. So are you open to giving our listeners one tip of your favorite paint color right now?
Oh, you know, everybody is looking to go light.
That's true.
And I love that. So I recently did a house that was probably over 4,500 square feet, and every room was neutral, a light neutral, slightly different, but neutral. And it was really cool. It was really great to take the color palette at the end in my bigger swatches and say, here you go, here's your new color palette.
That's great.
Because it's important when you choose colors that you stand in a specific spot and you're able to sort of see all the rooms around you. I do tend to love colors still, and so for me, I can get a little bored with some neutrals. So ultimately, the homeowner has to love it because they're the ones living there. My job is to make suggestions. And with that, I have my favorites.
Oh, that's great.
I do.
That's great.
Do. Sea salt.
Sea salt. What a great name. I love sea salt. I love its name. You certainly opened my eyes to sea salt because that was not one that I'd seen before.
Yeah.
So I love its name. So great for the seacoast.
It is. And I do a lot of work coastal properties, and I'm always looking at colors when I'm down south in Florida. I'll often go to decorator show houses and kind of see what's going on down there because usually within a year or two the trend comes up the coast.
Oh, that's good to know.
And so sea salt by far still remains a favorite, and it's by Sherwin-Williams. And then as far as neutrals go, I just love pale oak and Balboa Mist.
Yeah, those are great ones.
Those are both by Benjamin Moore. So in with both of those, there are variations. They look even great together. So it's really fun and creative, and it has the biggest impact, I think, in anybody's house. It's the most affordable technique, and it has the greatest impact. And there's nothing better than walking into a room and lighting up because you see the essence of what's around you. And I also don't believe that a wall color is where you want the focus to go. The wall color is just a backdrop.
That's so true.
For your art or your furnishings or whatever you have to highlight.
And in the case of us, when we're trying to sell a home, it's really the features, the windows, the fireplace, those.
Exactly.
Because the furniture's all going to go. So, the staging element is one of your strengths as well.
It is. And so that comes back to placement and spatial configuration and allowing people to definitely be able to see what's possible
Yes.
in a house, because folks want to be able to envision their own items in a home.
That's so true.
So they need a sprinkling of what's possible, but they also, any further clutter, any further personal items can get in the way.
Right.
So we want to make sure that we clear those. And that can be simple too. If people are struggling, I don't have enough storage, I'm not ready to part with things, I don't know how to do this, is I walk people through from start to finish. So a great tool is to just rent a pod.
Yep.
Put a big pod in the corner of the backyard or somewhere where it's less conspicuous, and you start putting items in the pod.
That's so true. Those pods. Or I often say take a corner of your garage. That's just as acceptable too.
Exactly.
Or a corner of your basement. And people know that you're going to store your stuff somewhere. So
Yes,
just take a piece of your place and make it your staging area.
exactly.
It's important to give the permission for them to do that.
It is.
So tell me, are you doing things differently now while we're in this challenging situation that we are? I know we've had to do things differently in our real estate business with virtual tours and Zoom calls, and of course we're essential services in real estate. How's it all going for you? How are you keeping things moving forward?
Alternative measures for sure. And like you, like everybody, safety and health and distancing is tops on the list. So with that, I still find that landscapers are still landscaping, painters are still painting, and those two tend to sort of work either outside or alone anyway. Mm-hmm. So with precautions in place, I find that my favorite landscaper, my favorite painters, they're still working.
Great.
So we're able to continue to do some things that can still get done, while some other things may have to just wait till we're all in a little bit of a safer place.
Yeah, understandable.
But it's working out. I'm doing a lot of live virtual videos.
Great.
So we're doing still consultations through video, which is a little different for me. So we're doing some FaceTime, we're doing some Zoom, and many phone calls, emails, that sort of thing. In fact, last week I had a FaceTime with a new client in Egypt.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So that was a first, Egypt. So, yeah.
Does that happen to be one of my clients that I just closed on one of their new construction homes?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
A little unusual to have too many clients in the area living in Egypt. So
I know.
Just wondered if it was the same one.
Yeah, they're over there temporarily, due to come back in June, and it's just been wonderful. It's just been a new experience for me. It's forced me to have to be more detailed than I already am, if that's possible, but definitely more detailed, definitely finding ways to make sure that the communication is clearer than normal.
That's so true. Communication is really the key in our business. It's everything, and it is the detail.
Right.
And sometimes people don't like the detail that we bring forward, but it's the detail that makes the difference and gets everybody to a satisfactory place.
It's true. It's true. And, so I'm finding new creative ways of doing things, but creativity is what I do.
Yeah, that's so true. That's your game.
So it's easy.
I love that.
I don't want to say it's the best way to go. I'm still, making my way through the ups and downs of it all like everybody is. But, I'm just trying to stay positive with it. And I'm finding that I'm up for new creativity.
Yeah. And my mindset right now is everything, and I think probably that's one reason you and I connected, and you're one of my extended team members now, because we both have a positive mindset at the best of times.
Exactly.
That's what life is about, and as you said, safety, health, protecting ourselves, protecting our clients, protecting those that are around us. That's the most important thing right now, and I just think maybe things are moving a little slower, but we're going to get to the same great end outcome with the great same services and products and things like that. So I really am so excited that we had time to meet today and chat, and I hope this is useful for some of the folks that are thinking about listing, or some of the folks that may want to call and get planning with you what they want to do this spring on homes that they've purchased or homes that they're thinking about selling in a year. And we'll make sure that we get your contact information to those folks out there that should give you a call while they're at home sitting and have the time.
That's right, and thank you for that, Brenda. And just to go back to one thing you just said was, that things are slower now. They are, and that's okay, because we can use that to our advantage. A lot of people think that they can't get started yet. Well, we can.
Yep, so true.
We can. There are creative, innovative ways that we can get started, get the ball rolling, get planning, get that closet cleaned out, do various things that I can coach them with along the way. So
I think everyone I know has at least cleaned out one pantry. I don't know about you, but
yes, for sure. And I'm working with several folks right now who are downsizing, getting ready to do whatever is next on their life journey. And with that, it's just been wonderful, because they're, and it takes sometimes a helping hand, because it's new. Some folks have been in their place for 20, 30, even 40 years, and they don't know where to begin. They don't know how to do it. They need some help. They need some cheering on, and we do it. We do it at their pace, and we do it in the best way that's most comfortable for them. But we're helping them to feel productive.
Yeah, that's great.
So,
well, thanks again, Marie.
Thank you, Brenda. Thank you so much.